Live.
What up?
The way we're gonna format this is we're gonna wait for people to show up and see, who's all listening to us right now live. We want to take your guys' questions live here. We're also gonna take some questions live from the men's conference, and it's gonna be great. Mitch is gonna go meander, maybe a little bit, start mingling with people, and then he's gonna come back and we'll switch. I'll give you thoughts about the conference so far. He'll give you thoughts about the conference so far, and then we'll tag team question and answer. Does that sound good?
Yeah. Do you want to kick it off with a question from the conference here?
Sure.
We'll just answer. So our first question is, what are some activities to invite guys into brotherhood?
What are some activities to invite guys into brotherhood? I think popping open a cold one.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, man. Grab a beer.
Grab a beer, yeah.
I mean, for
right
those
now,
that are able.
Drinking. I mean, we're drinking Pepsi. Pepsi, not sponsored by Pepsi. But that's like honestly one of the favorite things that I like to do is grabbing a beer.
If it's past 3 o'clock, a beer. If it's before 3 o'clock, a coffee.
There you go. And it's past 9 p.m. Add a cigar.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well,
but honestly, like those activities are social icebreakers. So,
right.
And they're ritualistic, meaning that you have like a defined time frame to have your conversation.
Yeah, and it's helpful because it's like, I don't know, Aquinas says something about the aid of alcohol, right, in conversation.
Yeah, right. I mean, you shouldn't like not expect to have the effects of alcohol do something, but
yeah,
it's also great to, like I said, it's like a social lubricant.
Sure.
It initiates conversations and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, like I said, thanks, William, for saying go to the bar. Everyone else who's coming in here, feel free to drop your questions as we are here live from the men's conference. Mitch is going to go meander for a minute, and then he'll be back to give you his thoughts on the men's conference so far. I'm going to start by talking about what I've been hearing so far. I haven't been able to hear many of the talks, but one of the things that really stood out to me is the first talk. They really encouraged men to really live your life for a purpose, not like living life against the enemy, but living life to live life, to actually engage in life. And I think that's something as men we don't entertain a lot. We time and time we to withdraw and not actually engage with life. So I don't know. I think that's something that most men here can really relate to. Most men could learn from that. Like, how can we engage more in life? So, that was one thing that has been standing out to me is like, how do we engage? One of the awesome things too is they do holy hour here, and the holy hour is like 200 or 2,400 men all kneeling before our Lord, worshiping our Lord. I took a picture and I'm going to post it to our social medias a little bit after this. But it's something that's really awesome that I love to see, like men worshiping our Lord, and something really beautiful about that. And so, yeah, I think it's just incredible to see how guys can come together in a powerful way to really worship our God. And so, yeah, it's been awesome. I think there's like 60 vendors here. We're in the middle of the vendors right now. And I'm surprised how clearly our mics are actually coming through right now. It's incredible that they actually block out so much sound. I'm able to talk to the audience right now. It's everyone listening. And it's really incredible. So what I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a live question from the conference. So, hey, Mitch, can you feed me? Mitch, hey, Mitch, can you feed me a live question? A live. No, just one from a guy here at the conference. From the sheet. How much how much sleep? I haven't got much sleep. How do we create a authentic brotherhood when you're new to an area? That's a great question. I think it's easy to kind of get intimidated about different events going on and to become really withdrawn and to isolate ourselves when we're in new situations. And I think that's, as men, a general defense we choose is to like remove ourselves from the situation. But really, when we're in new territory, when we're in new cities, new area, the best thing we can do is put ourselves out there. It's really scary. And like anytime you choose vulnerability and anytime you choose to put yourself out there, you really run the risk of getting hurt, but you also run the risk of like encountering something really awesome. And so if you're in a new area, if you're looking to create stronger, more authentic brotherhood, you're going to have to put yourself out there. You're going to have to really make that sacrifice, make that leap, and this trust, right? Like one of the beautiful things about being Catholic is that we can trust in God's providence. We can trust that He will guide us as we make that leap, and that He'll put guys in our lives that we need to like actually encounter, that we need to be in relationship with. So that's my encouragement. If you're trying to make brotherhood in new areas, if you're trying to really be present or like learn how to be in relationship with other guys, you're going to have to put yourself out there. And so that's the encouragement there. So like I said, we're live here. So if you guys have any questions in the live chats, go ahead and pop them down in the comments. They're coming through little by little. And we'd love to field your questions as you're listening. If you're catching us live on Instagram, I think our video feed is pretty wacky. So you'll be catching only audio, but it's good. We're live here on February 22nd at 12:08 at the Catholic Men's Conference, and it's fantastic. It's good to see so many men here ready to grow in their faith, ready to really take that challenge to become the men who they're created to be. And we have Mitch coming back onto the scene here. Mitch, I think I'm just going to have you sit here and talk with me for a little bit. What's that? Oh, sorry, I have you muted. Sorry. I'll turn your mic back on. Wait. Okay, go for it.
Hello? Beep, beep.
Hello.
Oh.
Yeah, you hear yourself now?
Yeah, am I on the mic?
You're on the mic, yeah.
It sounds like I'm coming through this.
No, you're coming through that mic.
Really? Okay, cool.
What's your thoughts about the men's conference so far?
I would have liked to got to the talks a little bit more.
I know. It's been crazy just tabling here and sitting with guys, listening to guys. Like, there's so many people coming through the conference and like the tabling centers.
Yeah, and it's just like by the time I finish up a conversation with the tables, like the talk's halfway over.
Yeah. And you're coming right in when Deacon's shouting at the top of his lungs. Did you catch any of that?
Oh, no.
I was like in the bathroom. Like I had a lot of coffee this morning, and I was like peeing, and then all of a sudden I heard this like Deacon was getting going, and he was like shouting. And I'm like, I'm missing it.
That's funny. I was just out here in the lunchroom, and we just hear Deacon shouting like every 5 minutes or so.
Yeah. So it wasn't any comment. That's funny. Well, I think we can take some more questions.
Which ones you leave off on?
I don't know. Second to the bottom.
How do we create authentic brotherhood when we are new to an area?
I covered that question.
All right. Where's your hat from? At Nick.
Where's my hat from? That's a great question. This is a Catholic Psych hat, Catholic Psych swag that I got in the mail. I'm a partner with Catholic Psych Institute, and they wanted to give us some marketing material, and that hat was in part of that package that they gave, and it was nice. I like it. It's a nice hat.
It is a nice hat. Is there a meaning to the symbol?
Is there a meaning to symbol? I really don't know. Other than it being the Catholic Psych new logo, I don't know. What meaning? Do you see meaning in it? I can't see it on top of my head.
The circle represents our life, and the triangle represents the Trinity and how they interweave. I'm just making things up. Next question: has your brother Mitch?
Live here? Was the stream coming through okay, or was it like pretty good sound quality? That's videos. Yeah, I think we're on a router with like half the conferences right now, so yeah. But it's good to be live, and I don't know if Will's posted anymore. Marcus posted. Both of you are, besides your own booth, which one has stood out to you most at the men's conference?
Oh, right next door, we've been talking with Fred Buckingham. He does a wood framing business, but he also has some like smaller trinket that like are like Catholic woodworking kind of style things.
Yeah, I love the kneeler that they had sitting out front. I would love a kneeler like that. I need to be making more money though.
Yeah, man, that's what he said, the price tag on those things, and I'm like, I got to get into woodworking.
Yeah, right. But it's Fred Buckingham. That's his name.
Yeah.
Do you know where what his website is?
Do
you have a card there?
Yeah, BuckinghamTimberworks.com.
BuckinghamTimberworks.com.
Potentially look out for him on a future episode of the Hey Brother podcast.
Yeah, I think it's great. There's something particularly manly about woodworking and our connection to St. Joseph.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I think next year we should get like a GoPro and walk around the men's conference live and get some pics there. Like to randomly come up to people and interview them, see how they've been affected by the conference. That's kind of
I was hoping to get more of my own opinion on the talks, but I'm going to have to get it all secondhand.
I know, right? We still got one more. Dr.
Ray.
Dr. Rick, yeah. Yeah. Well, I think it'd be great to catch his talk, but you know, what are you excited about with the Hey Brother podcast, like for the future?
I'm really excited for our new segments, the Real Talk with the Clooney Bros. We've recorded 2 so far, and those have been my favorite recording sessions. Our conversation was just very authentic, and I kind of forgot there was a microphone in front of us during them.
Yeah, it was nice to hit that groove because it's like that's the spirit of what we were trying to capture on the start of the podcast, and we're starting to like see that a little bit more. And I'm excited for that too, just to see like, okay, how does this go? How does this work? Continue to like because it's awkward, like, and we kind of call that out, like to be recording a conversation, like, but like what you said, like when the mic feels like it's disappeared and like we can just talk like we normally do. That's what we were hoping to bring people into, and I think we're getting there. I think that's like the momentum started to build around that to feel a little more natural. Like even like going live now, like helps feed into that a little bit. Like we can't edit anything right now. Like
no, right. The only awkward part of it is that I can hardly hear you in person, and I'm hearing you through my earpiece. Yeah. And you're like a second delayed. So what I'm hearing does not match up with your mouth.
Yeah. It's like an old Japanese anime where it's like
the dub episodes of like Yu-Gi-Oh or something.
Exactly. Yeah. Man, oh man. Well, we got another live question coming in right now from none other than the Jeff Bramblage. It's good to see him at the conference. Me and Mitch have had our own awkward interactions with him so far, which has been beautiful. And his question is,
has Mitch always been cooler than you at Nick?
oof.
I'm getting reports that's not what's written down. The real question, what are you guys most excited for at the men's conference? And conference is misspelled. Just want to throw that one out there.
Yeah, what are we most excited for at the men's conference? I love getting to pray with lots of men. I think it's like something that I highlighted earlier when you're meandering with people, but it's just so good to worship with a large group of men. I haven't got to do a lot of that today. Tabling's been a different experience, but that's something that I always really appreciate. There's something really good about men coming together and worship.
Yeah, I had a chance to walk into the hall when adoration was going on, and that was a really powerful experience. Just that many men worshiping the Lord at the same time.
Yeah. You've been to the Columbus Men's Conference before, right?
Yeah, a few times.
Yeah. What was it like when you weren't doing the participant thing, or not participant, the tabling thing, and you were just a participant?
A little less coffee, but still a lot of coffee.
Yeah.
But for real, I was talking to you this earlier. There's always like 3 headliners, and 2 of them are like people names I've heard before. Right. But always the best talk is the third guy.
the third guy is always the best talk. Yeah.
Yeah, like someone I've never heard of before, and don't have any expectations.
Yeah. Yeah, the third guy is. But you heard of Dr. Ray? That's the third guy.
Dr. Ray. Yeah, the first guy was the guy I didn't know.
Yeah, I was looking forward to hearing him, but I was kind of like caught up in getting the table set up and didn't get a chance to actually like peek in and listen to him too much. But I think that's what, like a common experience I've had in men's conferences where it's like the guy that I didn't know, like ends up like, man, the Lord's convicted my heart right now by this guy. There was one time a priest, Monsignor actually, Lane, convicted my heart at a conference to get a tattoo. He's like this old 80-year-old guy, like probably the last guy who wants you to actually get a tattoo. But he talked about suffering in such like a beautiful way that I'm just like, I gotta get like a crucifix, the crown of thorns, or like something tattooed on my body. I didn't, but I left that day convicted of getting a tattoo. And then I woke up and wasn't so convicted, but it was a really good talk.
That means a little bit more coming from Nick, because I mean both of us are the last people that would ever get a tattoo.
Yeah, I was drilled into us growing up because like Dad was like, if you get a tattoo, you're gonna move out of the house. Damn it, like get out of my house. I don't know. I feel like it's something that my wife would never do, but she's also got enough wild card in her that maybe she would. So, yeah, I don't know. Bobby's inspired me a couple times, like to see his tattoos and the meetings that he has out of it. Do you know who Vagabond is?
Who?
Vagabond Ministries?
No.
Yeah, so Vagabond does inner city youth ministry, and they recruit at Seek, the large college campus ministry conference. And they were giving out free tattoos. Like people were signing up for free tattoos. They had an Airbnb off-site that people would go to, and they brought in their own tattoo artist, and like they were giving out free tattoos.
At least I thought you were gonna say they're in the bathroom with like a hot needle and.
Yeah, I mean sketchy, but not that sketchy.
just some hand sanitizer, dip it in there between the tats.
Yeah, it can't be that bad. Yeah. Well, I think we'll take maybe one more question. If somebody has a question that's listening right now, and they can tune in, and then we'll probably wrap things up. We'll get back to the conference, but we wanted to jump in here, get live for a little bit, give you guys some updates about what's going on here at the Catholic Men's Conference. Next year, we might have a better plan. There's like these like eagle eye nest points that I think would be fun to go live from, although it's also quiet zone, so I don't know how that would work out. But it's a good trial run, good test run, just to be here live and to give people a little insights on what we are experiencing here. You got a question?
Yeah, there's one more question on the live list. How do you invite men to share life with you as compared to being casual friends?
How do you invite men to share life with you as opposed to being casual friends? That's a really good question. And it came up in our Discord community. Plug for the Discord community. I'll go ahead and put that link in the description. But it's like, how do you have that common expectation of being virtuous friends, right? Like instead of just this low level brotherhood. I think Bobby hit on it, like the difference between a bro and a brother. You remember what he's talking about there?
Oh, Bobby Angel.
Bobby Angel. yeah, not Bobby Cuddy.
Yeah. And I think you alluded to it. It's like a square rectangle thing, where a brother can be a bro, but brothers are a little more close to you.
Yeah, like we're bros, but like brotherhood implies something deeper, and maybe that gets at the heart of the question: is like, what's that shared common expectation? Like, and you have to make that explicit. You have to be like, hey, let's pursue virtue together.
That's what I was thinking right off the bat too. Is that you just have to actually have a real conversation about explicit expectations.
Right. Yeah, and when you get that established, then like you start to actually live this authentic brotherhood out that is like it's challenging you, and it's not easy, but it's good, and it's better than like just the surface level stuff.
Yeah, like honestly, if you have a brother in your life that you've never wanted to punch in the face, then you should be questioning how strong your brotherhood is.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think it's true. It's like it's a sign that like he's pushing on you, and a part that doesn't want to grow, that doesn't change, like wants to fight back, and it's like good. It's good. Like that part that exists, like we want to push on that. We want change. We want somebody to actually like push us on areas where we need to be pushed. It's scary. I find it scarier to do with my wife than I do brothers. I don't know if you experience that.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to want to punch your wife in the face.
Yeah, a little different experience. And we don't want to allude to punching wives in the face too much. We might get canceled.
That was not what I meant by that.
I find it hard though, because it's like, like that proximity is so much more there, and like that makes it scary. Any kind of like vulnerable like challenge can be scary depending on your type personality. But there's something like, hey, if this guy gets upset with me, I don't have to go live with him.
That reminds me of my sophomore year of college. I lived with one of my best friends, and I don't know if he knows this, but there was like a month there that I'm like, if I run into this guy and talk to him, I might actually hit him.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like anything.
What's up?
He was just pushing me to grow in brotherhood, and I didn't want it at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, those reactions can be pretty strong when it's like, no thanks.
Yeah. Well, like I said, he was my best friend in college, and we were in each other's wedding parties.
Yeah. That makes sense. Well, this might be a good place to wrap it up. I think it's been really good to be live here at the men's conference. Hopefully it gives you guys a little taste of what the Columbus Men's Conference been's like. Any final words, remarks?
I'm just looking for that last talk.
Yeah. What's that?
I'm looking forward to the last talk,
Dr. Ray,
to try to be able to get a little more involved in it.
Yeah. I think it'd be good to have any questions. We're live right now across the inner streams. No, you're good. That's part of doing men's conference is we want to bring people into the experience of the podcast. So you guys had any good takeaways from the men's conference so far? Deacon speech? Yeah. Hit to the heart. Yeah. Yeah. Reconciliation, confirmation. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, right. It's always there. Yeah. Yeah, like so a friend here sharing about the conference is talking about reconciliation being just as present as the Eucharist and how we need to honor that more. That came from Deacon Burke, that's his name, right? Deacon Burke's talk here at the men's conference. So, yeah, I'm glad to hear it. Thank you for sharing because it's like, yeah, it's something that's really powerful.
Thanks.
Right.
Yeah, that's one thing that's very unique about the Catholic Men's Conference is that, like, there's, 30 priests hearing confessions, and, like, that confession line was, no joke, 100 yards long.
Yeah. Yeah, we really want to try to get guys into confession, right? Like, that's their goal is, like, to connect with the Lord through anything that's holding them back. And it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if they did, like, 1,000 confessions here, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
there's about 2,500 people signed up for the conference.
Yeah, which is wild. So, all right, well, I think it's a good place to call it.
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and catch us next time on the Hey Brother podcast. Our next podcast drops in just a couple days. You can catch us on YouTube at Hey Brother Podcast. Or on Spotify, Apple Music, other major podcast platforms. Thank you guys for tuning in.
And if you're listening and you were here in the conference and saw us live, just get in the comments. Let us know that you made it to the channel.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. Yeah, all new people. Yeah, coming in. We'd love to hear from you guys. And we're just growing as men, as brothers together, and we want to invite as many guys into that journey as possible. And we thank you guys for listening. God bless.
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks.
I think it went as well as it could. Yep.